Well, boys, I'm back, and since it's gonna be a long one, got this with me. Plan to hopefully have two of them down by the time I'm done. Hopefully, that'll impress some of you. I don't know. Maybe it'll make it a little more fun and challenging. Um, Here are the standings for you, and I'm gonna keep this actually in the corner so I can prove that I'm yeah. Shit, uno dos is in first place. Nappy-headed Shanko's second. Los Sandinistas third. Lamp Lovers, Redeem, and Corey's Crew rounding off the playoffs, and then, yeah, the rest are just bad anyways. KSFL coaches poll this week. It's Tony Muscal again, Scott 12s, and Joe Jensen. They're the top three, and I think the first place votes even stayed the same. Not necessarily the same people. I make the big jump from 7 to 4. Charles drops, and Ryan stays the same. Charlie Marguerite also drops. Nick Emanuel jumps. Another... Nope, just kidding, he dropped. That's what you get, bitch, for talking. Let's move on to what I think. On the left, for all these, you'll see the now roster. On the right is the week 1 roster. Charles pretty much has the same exact team. And I think actually Charles has a dangerous team. Only thing missing is a third wide receiver. Watch out for him. He could make a push, and any given week is a good week for Charles. Moving on, we have Charlie. Charlie, it's such a good team. Gore is gone. Your defense is gone. Yeah, Beanie, Wells, Torrey Holt, and Heath Miller, no big deal. But, you know, in exchange for Gore being gone, you picked up Sims, Walker, and Colley. They could do well, but week to week, it's really hit or miss. Look at last week, 0-6. I can't believe you took this trade, but I'm glad you did because I got Frankie boy. Moving on, we go to Mr. Joe Jensen. I think Joe has done a great job this year, to be honest. You know, picking up Barber through a trade. He's also got, you know, Julius Jones, who does his thing here and there, and Sidney Rice. Wow. Who would have thought? I mean, yeah, I guess Myers has always said it. Favre always picks his odd guy out, and that's Sidney. Other than that, he's got 2 of the top 5 receivers in fantasy football in Deshaun Jackson and Vincent Jackson. Just a great, great team. Moving on, we go to Mr. John Moore. Wow, why are we even talking about this guy? Team is doing better than it was at the start of the year. He's picked up Flacco, D'Angelo, and Manningham. He's lost Berrien, though. Oh, wait, that's not a bad thing at all. All in all, I think John's team is pretty good. He's really only switched 2 starters, kept 2 starters from his original team. And the thing that's going to kill John is his wide receivers. Look at them. I mean, Manningham had a couple good weeks. Mason, okay. I mean, they're just so hit or miss, I guess is my point. They're not bad. They're just hit or miss. So, I mean, John could win one week and lose the next. Who really knows? And MJD, wow. Moving on to God. Well, I think my cup is broken. But anyways, wow. What a team. I mean, the changes I've made. You know, I started the year, look at that, Fred Jackson in my starting lineup. He did good for a couple weeks, but, you know, now that they're doing that split thing, Marshawn and Fred are pretty much killing each other off, even though Marshawn is getting majority now. You know, the receivers were good. You know, the kicker and defense were good for what they are. Dustin Keller, okay, I dropped him already, but look at now. Cedric Benson, Frank Gore, Brandon Marshall, Greg Jennings, Miles Austin, Shockey, Packers, Akers. The bench is what gets it. Crabtree, Hester, those are 2 great receivers on the bench. LaDainian's on the bench. This team is good, guys. I think I could win this ship with this team. They are good. Let's move on to Nicky. Little Nicky. Gotta get my glass already. You know what? Maybe I'll just finish it. Nick, I mean, you lost Barber, you lost Mason. Those are 2 great guys you had. And what'd you get? Steve Smith? I mean, you didn't even get that in a trade, and he had a couple good weeks, and he's falling apart now. Don't like your team at all, Nick. I honestly don't think you're that great. That's why I put you number 8. Moving to Peter. You guys just say we skip Peter. I mean, let's face it. He hasn't had anything. He hasn't done anything. He has no I mean, he is QB and a running backs, and that's it. Bolden hasn't done anything this year. Colson really hasn't either. I mean, Colson's done stuff, but it's as of late. We'll see if he can hold it up. He's made some great catches, though. Moving on to Myers. I think Myers has a good team. It's just so hit or miss. I mean, if S-Jack and Kevin Smith can have good weeks going the rest of the year, Mr. Myers could be in the championship game. He's got receivers that can put up points. He's got, good tight end, good defense, good kick. All around, this team's pretty good. It's just, can those running backs keep it up, keep above that 10-point line? And if they can, Myers could be in the championship game. Who knows, though? Scotty. I don't like talking about Scott. It just, yeah. I mean, he hasn't really done anything with this team. He thinks he has, but he hasn't. The only thing he's really done is he's given up D'Angelo Williams, and all he's really got is he hasn't gotten anything in return. Bernard Berrien? Wow, he had a 10-point game against the Packers. Congratulations. Averaging 5.4 on the year. Get over it. Moving on to a better team. Tony Muscala, I think, arguably the best team in the league. And it shows. I mean, Tom Brady, Michael Turner, Adrian Peterson. Even if Adrian's not in, Ricky Williams, you are welcome, Tony, for giving you him. Donald Driver's been great this year. Nate Burleson, okay. That's Tony's weak point, is his 2 and 3 wide receiver. But you know what? He'll throw Harvin in, and Harvin will score that 14 points. He'll throw somebody else. I mean, he's almost guaranteed to get 2 10-plus point receivers, and that's how he's been winning. Antonio Gates, Patriots, Mason Crosby. All in all, I'm not a big fan of Tony's receivers, but you know what? Tony has yet to go under 90 points this year, and that is amazing. Moving on, here's a little point spread. Shit, I'm not going to finish. All in all, while you guys are looking, I just had to finish that, but, Scott, Tony, top point scorers in the league. I don't like Scott's team, and I don't think he's going to do well going forward. However, I do think Tony will. I think the top 4 teams in this league at the end of the year will be Tony, Myers, myself, and Joe, in no order. But I think those are the top 4. I think Scott loses in round 1. Yes, that's right, Scott. You're not going to get a first-round bye. And I don't know who the 6th team is, and I think it's going to be Charles Moore. And I think he's going to have a week where he just, his team doesn't do well, and that's going to be his loss in the first round. But hey, that's my prediction. You don't have to agree with it. Scott, you can cry a freaking river about it. But whatever. This one's kind of hard to read, but if you take a while and look at it, I'll keep it up for a little bit. But it's, you can see the color scheme on the right. It just shows which week their wins came in. So like Scott, for example, he won in week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and week 8. So really, he's only lost the first game and the 7th game. Other than that, he's won. I mean, obviously, that was John Madden, or maybe even Joe Buck for a more recent term, 5-2, 2 losses, of course. But just using the color scheme, you can see when the wins came, who's hot, who's not. For example, purple on Charles, came as his 3rd win, where that was Nick's first win. So week 4 was Nick's first win. I mean, Nick's done pretty well lately, but he lost this last week. I don't know if he can keep it up. And let's go back to Scott. I like making fun of Scott. Scott, you're a dumbass. I just have to say that. Your team is not that good. Get over it. Chris Johnson will break away for his 45, 39, whatever. What has he done? Twice this year? Other than that, it's been under 10 points for the most part. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but it's just my general observation. Yeah, his average is great, but, it's not like tax accounting where you can carry back 3 years and then carry forward 20 years. You can't do that with fantasy football. You can't carry back 3 weeks and carry forward 20. Your team's not that good. I don't like it. So, I don't know. That's it. I have less than 20 seconds to finish this. Four seconds to spare. Finished both of them.
See you guys.